After a year off from football, former New Orleans Saints coach Sean Payton is back as the head coach of the Denver Broncos. From the time when Sean Payton was actually hired to be the Broncos head coach, things were obviously going to be different for the Denver Broncos going forward.
I think it's realistic for our fan base to expect a completely different type of culture, and I think it's realistic for them to expect us.
The Denver Broncos flat out were terrible last year, and especially on offense. In multiple categories, the Broncos were ranked one of the worst, including dead last in offensive points scored. This led to the worst season of Russell Wilson's career. After agreeing to a 5-year, $245 million contract, Russell Wilson's play regressed immensely, to the point where people were considering, is Russell Wilson even a top 25 quarterback in the NFL? And with multiple reports attacking Russell Wilson in the offseason, it seemed natural the new head coach Sean Payton would want to stick up for his guy. In an article with the USA Today, Payton spoke about the bad play of the Broncos the previous season, stating, "Everybody's got a little stink on their hands. It's not just Russell Wilson. It was the poor offensive line, and it might have been one of the worst coaching jobs in NFL history. This BS that he hit a wall, shoot, they couldn't even get a play in. They were 29th in the league in pre-snap penalties on both sides of the ball." Payton would also go on to criticize the Bronco organization as well as he did the Jets. It doesn't happen often where an NFL team or organization gets embarrassed, and that is exactly what happened here. Part of it was the fault of their own, relative to spending so much effing time to win the offseason, the PR, the pomp and circumstance, marching people around and all this stuff. We're not doing any of that. The Jets did that this year. You watch. Hard knock all of it. I can see it coming. While Sean Payton's comments were basically trying to say Russell Wilson's not as bad as everyone thinks, most people took it as a big-time shot at Nathaniel Hackett and his coaching. And it also didn't help that he attacked the Jets as well, where Nathaniel Hackett is currently on the coaching staff right now. So yeah, Sean Payton may have gotten caught red-handed here. While Payton's comments do have some truth to them, as Nathaniel Hackett was a pretty bad coach, the Broncos fired him before the end of his first year after going 4-11. And people in the NFL space believe Payton's comments were pretty unnecessary.
Y'all not gonna say it, and I'ma say it. That's the comments of a very little man. And I'm not talking about little in stature. You Sean Payton. Everything that Stephen A. said about Sean Payton and who he was as the coach of the New Orleans Saints is absolutely true. A magnificent offensive mind, a head coach that won a Super Bowl and had his team competing and actually brought New Orleans back after Katrina. Yes. The way that Sean Payton is revered here, he don't have to say things like that. I'm not gonna come on TV, right, and sit in this seat and feel like I gotta talk about the last man that did this job. I'm not gonna come here and critique what somebody else is doing on another network, because I ain't gotta do that, because I stand on my own too. I don't have to set the precedent that everything that's happening here was so bad and so messed up that now I gotta fix it. No, go do your job. You got Walmart money now. And now that you got Walmart money, that's your locker room. Go fix that. You don't need to go talk about what's going on in New York. And I don't think it's about Nathaniel Hackett. I think he worried about too dang much. You mentioned earlier in the show he did TV for a little bit and now he's diving into that. You're not doing TV no more, right? And the way that it should work is Nathaniel Hackett should have a problem with this. And I get it, Nathaniel Hackett has to be professional, and Nathaniel Hackett has to own the debacle that the Denver Broncos were last year. But I'm just gonna be straight up with you. Me and Sean Payton, we gotta have a heart-to-heart. We gotta have a face-to-face. I gotta ask you why my name in your mouth, because it don't need to be. And Sean Payton has done enough where it doesn't need to be. Sean Payton has done enough where he can behave with class, where he can behave with respect. So I ain't gonna come on here and laugh at a man acting little. That don't make me respect you in the locker room as a veteran. That don't make me want to come to you and feel like I can sit in the office with you and have a conversation like an adult. When you around here she-sheing and hoo-hooing and gossiping and spreading and doing the view talk as a head coach, man, that's lame, bro.
And Jets head coach Robert Saleh would respond to these comments from Sean Payton, but he would take the high road.
Well, I'm not going to acknowledge Sean on that. He's been in the league a while. He can say whatever the hell he wants, but as far as, what we have going on here, I kind of live by saying, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So hate away. You know, obviously we're doing something right if you got to talk about us when we don't play you till week 4. And I'm good with it, you know. But, you know, the guys in our locker room, they've earned everything that's coming to them, and really excited about what's going on. I think Hackett's doing a phenomenal job here. The coaching staff is doing a phenomenal job, and we're focused on us. I get it. There's a lot of external noise. There's a lot of people who are hating on us. There's a lot of people looking for us to fail. There's a lot of crows pecking at our neck. But all you can do is spread your wings, keep flying high until those crows fall off and suffocate from the inability to breathe. It's a whole other analogy I'll get into later. But really, really, really excited about the group we have, the coaching that's going on, and I'm going to keep our focus on us and making sure that we're prepared every single day to do the best we can and learn from our past and grow with every moment that we have.
And then Sean Payton would address these comments as a mistake.
Yeah, listen, I had one of those moments where I still had my Fox hat on and not my coaching hat on. And, I said this to the team in the meeting yesterday. We've had a great off season relative to that, and I've been preaching that message, and here I am, the veteran, stepping in it. And it was a learning experience for me. It was a mistake, obviously. I needed a little bit more filter. There's a pound of flesh for these guys. And as a coach, you stick up for them. And after a while, we're past that season last year. And, I said what I said. And obviously, I needed it a little bit more restraint. And I regret that. That being said, what I told the team is, if it can happen, and I think I'm pretty good relative to working with the media and pretty savvy. And I just had one of those moments. Jared's a good friend, real good at his job. And 2 lattes in the morning, first one I see, and 40 minutes later, I'm regretting it. So it is what it is.
The Jets coaching staff, including Hackett, have moved on from the comments, but Jets players are standing up for their coach on social media. And some players have addressed the comments and taking shots at Payton when asked about it, like Randall Cobb.
I'm surprised that he didn't do that well in Denver last year as a head coach.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised, and I was surprised, they only gave him the
less than a year.
Yeah, less than a year that he, to put in his pieces. That's this business, though. That's this business, and that's the way that it goes. You got to take it how you take it and move forward.
And most notably, Aaron Rodgers absolutely smokes Sean Payton because Hackett is his guy, and he was the offensive coordinator on the Green Bay Packers for some years.
I'm not going to ask you about Sean Payton's comments directly, but I will ask you to maybe address Nathaniel Hackett as a coach and what he means to you and what he can bring to this Jets team. That story goes out there. I had about 1 million texts from people in the coaching community saying that was out of line. Yet you see Hackett out here, he's still pumped up. I don't think it affects him as much as maybe it affects everyone on the outside, and yet you and him have this great bond and union together where you've always had his back, he's always had yours.
Yeah, I love Nathaniel Hackett, and those comments were very surprising. For a coach to do that to another coach, my love for Hackett goes deep. We had some great years together in Green Bay, kept in touch, love him and his family. He's an incredible family man, incredible dad, and on the field, he's arguably my favorite coach I've ever had in the NFL. His approach to it, how he makes it fun, how he cares about the guys, just how he goes about his business with respect, with leadership, with honesty, with integrity. It made me feel bad that someone who's accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some sort of easy fall if it doesn't go well for that team this year. Thought it was way out of line and inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's names out of his mouth.
In trying to stand up for his quarterback and take some blame off of him, Sean Payton may have lit a fire under the Jets players. October 4th will be when the Jets travel to Mile High Stadium in Denver to take on the Denver Broncos, and this thing is a highly anticipated game now. That's it, y'all. If you enjoyed this, you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, and you just gotta keep watching because I'm gonna be coming out consistently going forward. We appreciate you guys. Talk to you guys soon.